Hello everybody. Today let's going to talk about superlatives. Superlative adjectives. It's so really important that you remember that in other class we talked about the adjectives. Don't forget it that adjective is something that describe a person, a place, an animal, and a thing. Today let's going to try to continue with this idea. First, as I told you, it's so really important that we understand when we use it. The other class we talked about the comparatives, and as I told you, the comparatives are words that we are going to use in some statements when we compare as the word says. But the ending is different than the superlatives. Why? Because in the case of the comparatives, we are going to use the words with er at the end of the word. And this happens only in the short adjectives. This is something similar that happened with the short adjectives in superlatives, but in that case we are going to use est. Then it says that we are going to use the long adjectives. When we talked about the comparatives in long adjectives, we says that we are going to add the word more. When we talked about the superlatives, we use the word most. Here we have some rules that are useful for us. In that case, when I have one syllable as strong, I'm going to use with comparative stronger, but with superlative I'm going to use strongest. When I have a consonant plus short vowel plus consonant like big, I'm going to put double consonant and add er in the comparative case, but in the superlative I'm going to add est. Don't forget that the words that are ending in e, in that case only we are going to add r. But in the comparatives, what happens when I'm going to talk about the superlatives? I'm going to add the word est. The words that are ending in y, like happy, don't forget that we drop the y and we add iest. When I have two syllables, as I told you at the beginning, we are going to say gently, more gently, most gently. Is something that can be happen when I have three or more syllables. For example, with the word expensive, I can say that is more expensive in comparatives. But with the superlatives, I says most expensive. But there are irregular forms as the comparatives. Good is better in comparative. In superlative is best. Little is less in comparative, and in superlative is less. When I'm going to talk about the superlative, I'm going to talk about the only one. As the word says, superior. When we compare, we talked about two things, two objects, two people, two places, two animals. But in that case, when I'm going to use the superlative, I'm going to use only one person, only one place, only one thing, or only one animal. It is so really important that we use in the correctly way. For example, here I have some statements that we use it. If you could notice, London, it says is the biggest. We don't compare. We use the superlative. We talked about only one. London is the biggest. The action is S. The adjective is big. When we identify the adjective, we says, it's a short adjective. And it has G at the end. It's a CVC word. So I'm going to add double G and add EST. And the answer is London is the biggest. A drum is the loudest. Cairo is the hottest. Skiing is the most dangerous. Don't forget it that when I have a word with three syllables like dangerous, we are going to use most. Skiing is the most dangerous. A helicopter, an airplane, on a bus, we can use whatever that you wanted. We can say an airplane is the fastest. A bicycle is the cheapest. If we try to use the cheapest, we say that a bicycle is the cheapest. Snow is the coldest. A giraffe is the tallest. If you could check, in that case, we are going to use only one thing, and we use the superior, the superlative in that case. Don't forget it that it's so really important that you understand and try to apply the correct way the different kind of rules that we know about that. If you understand, that's easy for you to know when and why we are going to use it. Thank you.